RBE Psychological Services is your mental health pathfinder. And boy, do we have a surprise for you. A new path towards better access to mental health care. Introducing, tada! RBE Podcast. Doon sa Barangay San Jose, dito sa Talamban, Cebu City. And with me, ang duha ka importante kay ng mga tao no, sa atong unang episode sa atong podcast, At the Core. We are joined by Tessa Lucica and Aldrin Daligdig. Let's get straight to the core of the CBRP experience of Barangay San Jose. Thank you very much, Tedets and Aldrin, sa inyong pagtambong, paghatagpod sa inyong panahon o sa inyong oras sa ato ang podcast programa na At the Core. Diretso na siguro tanong, kay na ako'y nadungog ikan sa mayor sa Baguio o usapod ka former general. Ingon siya, si Benjamin Magalong, nga this is a time for many of those who did not complete their recovery programs. This is a time for those who are engaged in the drug trade, especially those who are still involved in criminal activities. Ingon siya nga, karon kung mga panahon, piligro kayo. Kay nausap na ang shift ba? Nausap na ang focus, no? Sa una, panahon ng Duterte, maning paggawas mo sa mga CBRP, no? Pagpamusog yun nato sa CBRP. Dahil sa administrasyon ng Pangulong Duterte, naging emphasis ito, naging kampanya. I want to ask that what you see as the relevance of the San Jose CBRP experience in this day and time. Di ka na sa pandemic, no? Lain na administration, we're in the Marcos administration. A lot of things have changed since the early days of Tokang and since the beginning of these community or grassroots movements for our recovering brothers and sisters. Doon na pa ba yung CBRP experience?
Thank you for that, Sir Robby. Thank you also for inviting us, and hello to everyone who listens to this podcast. So, ganun kayo ng punto, Sir Robby, the relevance of it now sa CBRP in San Jose. So, makaana kung with Barangay San Jose, before it was linked with the church, so it was called Kapdigi Labang. So, si Blue Archdiocesan Program for Drug Dependence lahat pa. And with it includes 4 barangays. So, not only Barangay San Jose, but Barangays Talamban, San Jose, Budlaan, and Makayan. And then, as you mentioned, we went through a lot. So, in 2017, that was like, we had the 4 barangays, and with the support of the church. And then, we had batch 1, batch 2, and not only sa church and barangay and the PNP, but we also received a lot of help from the surrounding communities. That includes we have the sisters supporting us, so we have the Franciscan sisters, we also have St. Camillus Hospitalier, and then Safe Haven. So now when you ask us, ano pa relevance? Probably the importance and the relevance would be on the experience, siguro Sir Robert, with all those years na nagpadayon despite the challenges of the pandemic, o that na nagpadayon hapon sila with the learning that they had in the past, that i-apply it hapon. Knowing na naay mga tao nga mag-support hapon sa ilahan, back up hapon sa ilahan, makapadayon hapon sila sa ilahan recovery. They realize for themselves na ang recover, di ba niya para lang sila maka-benefit ng pamilya, maka-benefit ang barangay, maka-benefit ilang mga kasinanganan. And makita na nang pinaagi sa salig, no? The renewed trust na gihatag sa ilaha. For example, sa una, ang mga taga-barangay mismo may usahay maglakaw siguro sila, magdaghan kay magtamay-tamay. Karon kay sila na yung tawagon para mutabang. In fact, one of them kay apil na sa fire, sa BFP nga naadiri sa San Jose. So, kana mga the renewed and changed lives. Kung kana siguro ang panalanginan, siguro sa upan na, pero pwede man ay, it's possible. And that happened because of the program that went on for some time. So, kana siguro
ang relevance dili na sentro sa experience, no? Ang kasinatian sa matag usab nga tandog sa trabaho sa CBRP. It can be called by many different names, no? Katong KAPDB, lahat manon, but in essence usa siya ka programa na community driven. Ikaw yun sa mga miyembro yun sa komunidad nga nakakita na paagi ko ni, this is my way of recovery. This is my way of overcoming my addiction. This can be seen in multiple lenses, and it's a great thing that we're joined by Tessa or Tete this day because we can see this from the perspective of a helper, a coordinator, someone who has become a central point in the community's drive to ensure that there are programs like this that are keeping on, giving everyone the chance to reform, rehabilitate, to change. Now you said that much of the relevance of community-based recovery programs lies in the experience of each one, whether that is in the person of the recovering individual. You said in the experience of San Jose CBRP, there are already completers who are members of the BFP, for example. For you personally, that as a person that has been involved in the healing journey of these recoveries, how is it relevant to you as a person? How is it relevant to you as a coordinator, as a helper, as a member of this community?
Yes. Interestingly, sir, when I got into this, it really felt like home. When we're helping recovering people, felt like a call because in the first place, people would ask me, ano na ang dito? Ano yun? Kaya how can you help them? Ano yun? So, I have my own personal reasons, tapos my own journey nga. When I said yes, I was in lab at that time as a volunteer. And can you share like a little bit of
course, please.
Where if you come to think of it, how it happened, though, it was just an announcement sa church sa San Isidro Labrador Parish in Talamban. It was just an announcement looking for volunteers to help people in recovery. And in fact, I was not the one who heard it, but it was my mom. And my mom wanted to help, but she doesn't know how. Iyon siya nga, dahil ay waiting, ubalik ang basig na ikaw ang nagtatapang. So I got into the session. It was called by Father Rolly Rendon, the parish priest. And when I attended, ang mga na-attended ko parang puro puro mga tigula. Wala anak ko. So ako siguro, ako na, feeling na ako na, not feeling weird, I was the youngest sa group ko. So, wala siya tingog-tingog, wala pa. So, hinuro ko nila, siguro sa nag-istorya. And then they mentioned of a training nga before isabak sa katong recovery program na i-train sa nila for 5 weekends. So, and then si Sister Benny was very strong in saying, ipadala na rin ba weekends, basta hindi pa kayo yung busy. people are respected po na dito sila. Sir Glenn Clarino, Tata Hernani, Dr. Bautista, and then so I said, look, it was feeding something here. And I was happy, you know, when I knew about really an addiction and all. And then when Father Melo stopped probably on the 4th or 5th day on pastoral company, it really hit me already. Heart na to, like, oh my gosh. So that's the time I said, oh my gosh, I think it's hard. So more when I said yes now, yeah. Hindi ko ganun sila. So it was like a commitment na, it was just like an unspoken commitment to him. I think yeah. So at that time, I had another job. So I was an HR in a company, freight forwarding company, and then it was like 9 to 6, work, and then in the evenings, doon ko volunteer. And it was like almost an everyday thing. Yeah, I was like, hindi ka pa po yan. It was like, there were times at first I did not know how to handle it. I got so attached when we do the random drug test niya. Mga positive sila ng stress, hindi ko mag-feel. So, kapilawin ko, mga mamalik pa ni ay sa ilanak ako ka-attached mo. And then, Father Noli was always saying, embrace lang yun, forgive. Kasabot ka na ilanak. And then, I got to embrace the journey of recovery slowly bitaw it's true kay the more na among himan sila i-push mas hindi mo kay for sure sa ilang family gilala ang kung sila tratar. So mo siguro ni ang place siguro nga i-embrace po sila na ako yung mga tao na mo choose to journey with them despite that's the nature na matagma jud, matintal jud. So and kanina sir, taas sa ako every time I see a change, sila na mismo ang decide matubuan na sila kung sino siya. Ma-hopeful kung wow,
The tears, the emotions speak of how relevant this is personally for Tessa. Makita ba nato na importante kayo kay nakapatupod sa luha, nakahikap sa iyang emosyon, dili lang ang experience niya sa San Jose CBRP, kundi ang kaning call, ang tawag nga iyang nahimog. And then, this invitation for personal accompaniment. Ang kanilang call or invitation, mahimong specific kayo nga dali ubanan na to, dali pasayoon na to, dali tunan na to, dali ubanan na to ang atong mga kauban sa CBRP. And thirdly, the point of relevance for Tessa has been not just the call or the invitation for personal accompaniment, but the change that she has seen. Ang kausaban nga niya nakita, epektuan. Nindot ni sa paminaw na to karon ni Aldrin sa makausapan rin. Salamat kay sir sa inyong gahim oras. Nadungog na to kung sa dili ka relevant, kung sa dili ka importante, nga di nagbanayon pa si Tete aning maong kalibukan sa CBRP. Diha sa pananaw sa usa ka computer, diha sa pananaw sa usa ka recovering person nga nangkamot nga mausab, unsa po'y nakita nimo ang kanibang imong experience kasi natian nimo sa CBRP gikan pa itong pagsugod pa yun hangtod karon, importante pa ba ni sila? Unsa may gamit ni labi na karon nga nakakumpleto na ka, manaman ka, sa parte sa first touch, importante pa ba ni para nimo ang nakatunan gikan sa CBRP experience?
Thank you, sir. Sa ako po sa part at sa recovery. Salamat po sa inyo dito ni Tete. Nasa na sa aming kaagilid sa Kapdidi, nagpapag sa San Isidro Parish. Dili na live na cover kami. Gawas ba? Sa gawas niya, tuwan sa Rehab Center, dili sa sulod ba? Kanisang mabot sa gawas na nagitan na ng mga kuwan, yung mga bully ba? Mga kuwan sa mga tao, ugal, magawad, ginamot ba? Kami nga nag-recover, masakitan, sakit para namo. Pero sa ilang pagkalkulan, bakit yung likuan dito ang gastil na mapadayon din sa mga program. Kaya kung dili ko padayon, dili nila makita kung saan hindi kuwan ba? Padulungan bitaw nga, yapilan ng programa. Mana ang nakita din sa mga tao na pinaganda yung ihari. Nakapadayon na nakahuman din ba? Mana nga, papasalamaton yun ko nga sa mga tao na naglabangan sa simbahan. Kung wala sila, natural, wala nang direktor, wala nang kusab, wala nang garikambir. Dili makita sa mga tao nga, kanang dindobi ko mga hunan. Kanang naglakaw niya, wala yung kuyaw ba? Hindi na kumuyawan nila. Wala nga, ako yung pasalamat sa akin. Hindi lang ang salamat. Wala nga, sa akong mag-recover ka ron, kaingon ko nga, milagro din nga, nag-recover ko. Milagro kayo hindi pag-recover ko, hindi na sila mga kawan. Nag-recover ka nga, recover na ito kung kinako. Pero dili, inanglan yun na milagro. Kung dili ka makakuha ng milagro, dili ka makalundagan sa Ginoo ba? Dili ka makusabit. Sa mga karon, kaingon ko nga, naging milagro kayo. Nakadugay ginagamit ng droga sila. Kung ano kong gamit, mga 6 years kapin, nagamitan ba na. Actually yung kukuhan, nabukang ko. Kung magdadagan o hatlo ng kuhan, helicopter na ba? At lang kayo makasakaroon, makakuha gusto ko galing ko. Nagpadayon ko ako ng ating bisyo ito. Inaingirit mo sa anong pasalamaton sa kuma na ay simbahan nga ni kuhan ba? Na ay simbahan nga kuhan daw sila tanan na mga volunteer ba, nagtapok ba, nagkasabot niya mo na mabuhat ang mga kuhan, binihing program ba na ang mga adik na pa'y puruhan ng mausapit. Adik puruhan ng mausap. Total, idilitan na agad niya, nilamdag ka rin ng mauna ron. Ayaw mo din yung program diay. Mo din paagi sa diay, sa akong pagkuhan, pag-usap sa imahang bisyo. Mo na nga, makaingon yun ko nga, itong mga tao na tabang mo ko, ako sa kanang pakitaan ba nga, sakto nila ilang dibuhat. Ako sa sundon ng mga na. So, dili na rin kaya ang ginabuhat sa nila nga, mukuha na mo nga, mga adik, diami, isod diami, i-guide din. Kuhan ba? Laki kayo mga nahunal na permiro mga kuhan, attend sa meeting, isod diami, pagagayan mo na, nakasabot na sa program, kung sa liyan. Muna, nakita na sa program, permiro nila kuhan, pagkuhan na gano'n ba? Pagkuhan ako nga, dawato na akong program, para rin ako, bilhin para nila, para na ako na ba? Salamat ko rin kayo. Ang program na karoon kayo, ako nang ginadadala. Nag-anak ko niya. Share na ako sa upan ng mga sibi, kanang kaupan sa mga adik. Na ma-share na manito nila pagbuhan, kumaagi. Muna nga, people ko rin, namsasahay, nanong mga. Pero hindi ka ako rin, share na yung mga kuhan, mag-aagi ba? Hindi ka nagawa mo. Hindi mo sabuan, talag sila mga inspiration kung saan ba. Kaya nga, maraming baka ng kamatin eh. Hindi makashare naman dahil ko, anak, makashare naman sa kong nga kaagi kung isa ko kay sa onda, maglisod yung paggawa sa upanin. Adlok ako. Napas akong lughan ba nga, adlok yung paggawa sa kong ibatin kung saan. Nagkaroon nga makapagawa sa kong lindot. Dili man ingon nga kung mapumpumran ako akong himbawaan ba, share din ako sa uban. Thankful kay ko kay dili lang din mga kaagi.
Uban sa among pasalamat ni Sir Alvin Daligdig ang amo pong congratulate sa imuha. Tungod sa imong pagkumpleto, tungod sa imong pagpaningkamot, o labi na tungod sa imong pagpaambit, no, sa imuha pong journey of recovery na dili na ni siya maimuha. Pero imong ma-share nato sa uban, labi na sa katong wala pa nakasugod. Labi na sa katong na natulog pa, mayroon na itong mga kauban sa CBRP, no? Or sa kanilang mga recovery programs na ganyan pag na natulog. Wala pa na higmata, no, sa journey of recovery. Milagro. Nothing short of a miracle. This is how Aldrin has looked into the relevance of the CBRP experience here in San Jose for him. Karon sa atong pagpanamilit, no, ni Aldrin, unta kamo magpanayon o paminaw sa next 20 minutes or so sa ato ang panag-istorya, listening and learning from each other about what lies at the core of a community-based recovery program. Salamat kayo, Aldrin, sa imong panahon. Congratulations, and hopefully mahimo pa kang inspirasyon sa daghan pa. Siguro po, kini ako ang podcast, usapod ka paagi, no, nga mas madungog ka, no, mas madungog ang inyong istorya sa success in recovery o sa imong panayon sa pagtuyo sa milagro ngayon mong naangkon. Thank you very much, Mr. Aldrin Daligdig. And now we turn to Tetet once again. We're still here in the activity center of the Barangay Hall of Barangay San Jose here in Cebu City. And we're getting at the core of their CBRP experience. In the last minutes, we have been told about the importance and the relevance of this experience for them. In their eyes, a miraculous and valuable experience. It started as a call, it started as a challenge for personal accompaniment, and then you saw, little by little, the changes that your response to this call has brought to individuals like Aldrin. Besides the change of heart, you said it was a beautiful example of what changes when we make a commitment to something good. One of the primary examples you spoke about was this conscience that developed because of the CBRP experience. Besides this moral development of a conscience, of a part of the self that says, maybe you shouldn't be doing that, maybe you should try changing your ways, maybe you should give recovery a shot. What else did you see? What changes did you see that perhaps continue to motivate you to become part of the CBRP experience?
Yes, sir. No, so aside from that moral aspect, it's really more also of responsibility in their personal lives. So, di ba, pag sugod, they can spend more time with us because most of them did not have work. Pero after the program, maglisod na magtapot nila on a weekday because most of them already have work. So, murag mo sa dyan na ang pinaka-target na kanang kung mahuman na sila sa programa, dili lang ang ilang kaulagin mo ilang matabangan, pero apil na yun na makakuha na sila o sense of kanang murag accomplishment by doing something worthwhile, which is possible of job. And then, nanapod sa ilaha ang naging parents. So, kana nung murag, as I mentioned, nalay na as a BFP, niya kana mag-apply og trabaho, nga kanang giyahan gihapon, murag, kanang palangitan na asay kanino. Nanipig practice, so kan adtong pagka-pandemic. And it starts a year, we do goal setting.
Goal setting.
We do goal setting, sir. So, I asked them individually, although we share it as a group, para in a way, muna po siyang motivation, na ay, nalilin yung pangkuan. So, together how we cheer and then we pray also, nga mauna ang goal. And for example, sir, ang goal nga, ma'am, ganahan ko nga maka-license. Maka-lisensya. So, kanay gani ka lang kay kabalo ko sa ilaha, kasagaran sa ilaha, kabalo na mo motor. Naalala nyo din, mamasahiro na o mabalhabal, pero wala din na sila yung concept nga kailangan yun ang lisensya.
Oh.
Di ba? So, pwede na nato siguro no, anak mo, sumuli lang hingay-hingayan. Pumuto na ako na on license now, it's a little bit expensive. So, murag, panikamutan sa Diyos siya, so being ready set with siya, goal mo. So, anak. Kaya at the end of the year, mag-check kung may, kunya, malipay kay kung mamahal na sila, ma'am, kaya masaon nga, kaya pamaagi mo magpa-blessing ni sa mga or na kaya na lang may lisensya. Sir, mag-attend ni o kaya blessing no, usahay, duha or tulo sila gadungan. Sila na mismo nga, dili na ako nga, niingon nga magpa-blessing, sila na mo mismo man, mangita na sila o kuan, magpa-blessing sila ng motor kay nakaanak. So, parang kailangan kayo, sir, merge siya, naanay spiritual development. At the same time, they're doing something is helpful for themselves and also for their families. So, kanang mga inana nga changes ako makita sa ilang which I'm very happy no nga murag kana ba the sense of responsibility nga they are getting their results.
These are very clear outcomes. They're very clear indicators of change. Change can sometimes be difficult to measure. It can be difficult to answer the question, has anything changed? Especially if we're looking at something as perhaps personal and subjective as healing or recovery. When we're talking about recovering from addiction, we heard that talk about not only a change in moral conscience, but also, as I take it and as I understand it, a change in their civic consciousness to become more law-abiding, to think about maybe I should be getting a license. Professionalization, whether you become a professional driver through a license, is something that I think speaks of a renewed civic conscience. I'm contributing something to the community, and I'm acknowledging that I'm good at something that other persons in the community find valuable, such as my driving skills, or whatever job that these completers have taken on for themselves, applied to after completing the CBRP. The other one would be the spiritual development that you spoke about, the spiritual growth. Now they're asking you questions such as, how do we get our motorcycles or our homes blessed? How do we approach Father or the parish or the church to bless our home or to bless our business, to bless these things that we have as a matter of our livelihood? How do you think that can be sustained? It's a difficult thing, thinking about what are clear benchmarks or outcomes for change, but you beautifully summarized and given examples thereof. A license can be a benchmark for civic consciousness. Attending or participating in church-run or church-led activities can be a sign of spiritual growth. And attending the sessions, because I know this is something I owe to myself and to my family. This is something that I want to give back to them and to everyone here who has a stake in our change. That's a clear sign of a moral conscience. How do you sustain all that? How do you think that can be kept going? Especially after you've said, after you've heard Mr. Daligdig say something about this miracle that the CBRP of Barangay San Jose has been to him. I'm sure you're thinking to yourself at this very moment, I hope we can continue that miracle. What do you think is needed so that movement, that approach, that drive can continue?
Yes, sir. No, as you mentioned, no, there is a need to continue the work. Journeying is really lifelong now, especially with recovery. So that's why we really appreciate collaborative efforts. And we're blessed nga in San Jose, Safe Haven, they're willing to, and they've been doing that with the 12 Steps program on a weekly basis, which is very, very important also, the NA meetings. And with that, we also do the lecture divina. So we have the weekly lecture divina, which we've been doing that in 2022. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there was that so we hope we can still continue that with 2023. So if I may share, this is just like a plan. You may have known, for example, in Redemptorist, there is like an organized NA meeting already every Tuesday. So that's like a dream also. What if in other churches, such as in San Isidro, and also we're trying to establish that already in Capital Parish, in Our Lady of Sacred Heart, that if in an area na ay mga recovering dito, and they will hear na ay sessions for NA and 12 steps ng mga lugar, they can attend. So it's one way to sustain recovery, to be in a community wherein everybody is helping you recover. So need mag-yun taong support, and for a while, kung ang ilang mga support ng mga drugging friends, slowly mo detach na sila at they need another healthy group to be with, and being with people in 12 steps or in NA would be very helpful also. And at the same time, on a weekly basis, we hope also the spirituality through the lecture divina. And for the lab's view, so we hope to continue the monthly sessions in our office. So that's a monthly thing for completers. So that would include already the 4 areas. So we have Supagdako, Mampaling, Kaputao, and also here San Isidro, especially with Barangay San Jose. So we invite them. We have been starting that since July last year, and we hope to continue that. We can sustain. We hope for support to be able to sustain na makamit good with recovering people on a monthly basis. So ang hope is spiritual, and then with the help of Miss Leslie, hopefully with USPF, other aspects of themselves will be developed for them to continue their recovery.
Wow, 3 strong, enduring pillars so that the CBRP miracle can continue. The 12 Steps program, lecture divina, and these monthly meetings that Ted has been speaking about. For those who might be hearing this for the first time, what do you think lies at the core of these NA meetings? What do you think is at the center of the lecture divina and these monthly gatherings you're planning to have at Dilaab that you think will sustain the CBRP miracle? Let's start with the 12-step program. For you, having witnessed that this is something that can keep us going. We can keep the call, we can keep the personal accompaniment, we can keep all these changes going. If only there was the 12 Steps program, if only people continue to support the Narcotics Anonymous or the NA meetings. What do you think is in the NA meetings that allows CBRPs and other such movements continue to thrive?
Maybe before I go into the specifics, siguro, sir, probably my thing for the 3, is that's what we always say, like, come and see.
Yes, yes.
Really come and see. So I cannot be speaking about the 12 steps, I cannot be speaking about the lecture divina and what we do in the monthly sessions. My words will not be enough if you won't be able to experience it for yourself. So that's what we always say, come and see. So I hope that if you're really considering, if you really want to journey, and if you really want to see some changes in your life, if you've reached that kapoy na kaano kinabuhi ang balik-balik lang magyapon ni. So if you're considering something new, you probably might consider attending. Sige daw, masuway daw ko aning 12-step session. Yeah. What we do actually is usually maguna ang 12 steps. So for example, sa Capital Parish at Our Lady of Sacred Heart, 6 p.m. And then 7 p.m. ang lecture. So nato yung body or gusto is, abitaw gusto ko ikaw yung gusto, mulahos ko daw sa lecture. At then padayon na siya, mulahos na siya sa lecture. So kanang ana kay maybe ang 12 steps sir, mura yung siya kanang tilling ground for where your capacity to open up kay kung magsunod siguro actually untol no, so mura kung sa 12 steps magsugod mura ang capacity to open about the experience, kana acknowledging nung you're already powerless over your addiction. So it would really start from that, gesture of humility, siguro, nga I need help, I'm powerless over this, no? And then slowly, like when you recognize already the higher power, and then in lecture we give it a name. So yeah, we're open to all, but we're very much kanang open po na we are really Catholic based, so we really call our higher power Jesus. So kana, and then the same also with the monthly thing sa Dilaab. So the focus really is on kanang spirituality and kana lang, murag makaingon lang po nga we're happy nga people who have experienced it will always come back. Ano ba? They come back for more. So maybe naa sila yung nindot na nakita, naa sila yung nindot na na-experience na ilan yung balikan. And mo lang na akong makuan na everything, sir, we really pointed back to that. Okay? We don't know manggod, anything can happen to us, anything can happen to me, to you, to whoever ba. And murag dili man ingon nga, kung may naimeta mo ani, murag, ay, di na ako mag-recover. So, ano ba? So, murag, the journey is really because of His love, murag ba? His continuous love and mercy, and His openness to accept us, no matter how flawed we are. So, we really point that back to Him. Nga kanang instruments lang ka nga na-adire ng pakuan nila. Pero basig ang kanang hunger and thirst na they really come back because it's really cute. They come back for it.
Right.
So,
Without diluting the force of this scriptural-based invitation, come and see, Ted has been able to tell us that from the 12 Steps program, from the NA meetings, she called it a tilling ground. It becomes a way of nurturing what to her is an acceptance. What to her is the acknowledgement that I don't think I can help myself anymore. I think I need somebody else. And this surrender, this acceptance, is something that Ted feels we might find in the 12-step program, in these NA meetings, that can keep us going, to keep the miracle of the community-based recovery program and its spirit, the spirit of recovery and change, continuing. And then, the Lectio Divina. You said what the Lectio Divina effectively does is giving the higher power name. It gives us not just a vague notion or the vague idea of a man in the sky who we call a higher power. This love becomes felt. This love is something that is experienced. Therefore, according to her, words are never enough. Let's come and see what the 12 steps can do for us, what the Lectio Divina can do for us. And then, of course, Dilaab's monthly meetings. Something happens there, and they keep coming back for more. And when they do that, they continue the CBRP experience or the CBRP spirit. I've learned so much from you in the last 40 minutes or so that I would like to end on two notes. First, this being a miracle, I think you're not just a coordinator. I think you're not just a focal person or a point person, a proponent. You have also become a miracle worker. This is what I see. And this is how I remember Aldrin's description of this as being a miracle. In other words, you, Leslie, the fathers who have collaborated, the sisters, Father Melo, Bilaab, your family, your mother, who first invited you, maybe you can contribute a bit more than I can. You are all miracle workers. Before we started this interview, we were also in a very stirring and serious discussion about how this can continue. And a problem, perhaps a beautiful problem, a beautiful challenge is how do we move from here, especially after not everyone has continued to live this miracle. Yet, what is a message you have for other would-be miracle workers? What is a message you have for other people like you, who've seen people change so much? And, well, perhaps along the road of recovery and helping, have also met their own challenges. Let this message go out to all our friends, our potential miracle workers out there, from all our ugnayan ng mga barangay at ng simbahan, all our collaborators, all our coordinators, those who wish to take part in the CBRP experience. If you had one message to say to them so that we can continue this miracle, what would it be?
I just came from the funeral of an uncle, so I have
Condolences.
yes, thank you very much, sir. So I've really reflected much more on life, and recently I read also about when you see your epitaph or your tombstone, you will see 2 dates, and then there's also that dash. But what really matters is that dash, or how you live that life. Where if there is something that you can do it now. There's no other time to do it, because we really don't know how and when will our lives end. So if you can, there is something that you can do, really do it now. That help that you can give to others, the help that you can give to neighbors, or something that you can share, where don't put it to waste. Okay, at the end of the day, when we leave this earth, maybe we will be judged according to what have we done, and have you acted out of love, or how did you sir?
Yes.
Kana lang, mauna ako ang reflection po no kay aside from the dash, I also read somewhere just recently po just scanning through it what is the biggest I think it was from Father Jerry Orbos. He mentioned what is the biggest waste kung adto kuno ka og menteryo niya ang katong mga tao dito nga tanan nga namamatay haven't shared their experiences, haven't contributed their resources when they were still alive. That is the biggest waste.
Right. That is the message of Thessalonica to all those who are here, hearing this podcast, to all those who will be listening to this conversation. Do not wait for tomorrow. What you can give it now. And now that you've said and imparted a message to miracle workers out there, what is the message that you have for all those waiting for a miracle? Mr. Aldrin Daligdig has received this miracle. He has grown a conscience. He has become a better citizen. He has, in his own right, grown spiritually. What of the thousands, maybe even millions of others throughout the country, throughout the world, who are still living in darkness and who are waiting and praying for a miracle. Do you have a message for them?
It takes just that one step. God is always there. God is always waiting for you to come. He has always been knocking, and He knows what you're going through, and it just takes that one step to accept Him. It's really a matter of accepting Him and wanting Him in your life. He wants to be there for you. I hope you can do it.
Take that one step. Don't take it tomorrow. Don't take it next week or the next year. You can take that one step today, right now. Thank you very much for coming and hearing us out today. This has been Robby Echavez here at the San Jose Barangay Hall, speaking with Tessa Lucica concerning her experience, and earlier with Mr. Aldrin Daligdig about their community-based recovery program here. I hope you can join us the next time as we go at the core. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching our videos. I hope you loved it and learned from it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Catch us in all our social media platforms. We're at Facebook, at Twitter, at Instagram and TikTok and other streaming and social media sites. Also, don't forget to check out RBE Podcast, another way to listen in to great content. See you there.